Hi, hello, and welcome to yet another episode of IPL Titbits with Gully Cricket. With me here is Shaz. Shaz, yesterday was a
Hi.
super Sunday. Enjoyed
Yeah.
it.
Yes, we had two interesting games.
Mhm.
So it was nice. I mean, the first game, you can say Delhi sort of got their mojo back, scoring the highest total in this edition of IPL yet. So I think it was a devastating partnership, I would like to say, like the opening, because you know how explosive both can be. And if both are going at great guns, then they create havoc for the opposition. And that's what was exactly at display. At one point, you thought Delhi might even get to 250 because even Pant was going in the same vein as well. But I think they lost a few wickets in the middle, and that sort of curtailed their progress. But then I think Thakur showed what he's capable of yesterday. You know, so he along with Akshar Patel made sure that Delhi got to more than a competitive total, and they ended up winning quite comfortably in the end.
Yep. So, thanks to a solid start, we had a wonderful batting performance, and Prithvi Shaw got another 50. And on the other end, there was another player who was benched for majority of the season last year, and he scored majority of runs for Delhi as well yesterday. So,
Hmm.
Shaz, you can never write off a player like Warner, right?
Yes, I mean, see, he's someone who actually made his international debut through T20 itself when it was relatively new back in 2008. And I think in the first match itself that he played, he made an impact I think, I don't know who it was, but it was against South Africa in MCG, I guess. And he got a 70 odd. So, I think he's sort of a player who's in the mold of Sehwag or Gilchrist, who will take on the opposition and put them under pressure. So it was very unfortunate what happened with him, with the SRH last year. But I think even recently, you can say that he delivered when Australia needed it most in the semi-finals and finals of the T20 World Cup. And uh, this guy is a pocket-sized dynamo. Is what they used to call him. And yeah, I think he'll definitely put a lot of weight to the Delhi team going forward.
Yeah, good that is back on the pitch now. And
Yeah.
talking about benching, there was another player yesterday who was uh, kind of benched on and off, and because of his injuries, he couldn't play. And yesterday he was playing against his ex team. And like
Hmm.
Koti said, it seemed that Kuldeep did have some score to settle with his previous team, right?
Yes, I mean, I remember in one particular game when he was playing for KKR, I think it was against RCB, and Moeen Ali took to him, and I don't think he had ever been meted a treatment like that. All right,
Mhm.
and I think it was he was actually devastated. You could see that on the field. Like he literally was on his knees, and DK had to come and calm him down. So maybe it was something, it happens with cricketers. It will not be rosy all the time, so you will face challenges. And it's really encouraging him being amongst the wickets, and not to mention his fantastic catch that he managed to take, which was a cotton bolt. I think he ran a good 100 to 100 to 150 meters, because Kuldeep is not someone who's known to be very agile on the field. But he himself would have been surprised along with all his teammates. I mean, it's really nice to see him get his confidence back.
Yeah. So moving on to KKR's batting, it started with a comedy of errors. And
Mhm.
bearing the openers, they did a pretty decent job with the bat and ended up with 170 on board. So
Yeah.
now that they do have Aaron Finch, what changes do you suggest for KKR?
Uh, yeah, I mean, with the services of Finch, they can definitely think about having him in the team, because honestly, Rahane is not doing the job what he's expected to do. He's not been giving them the starts uh, that he's capable of. Venkatesh Iyer, on the other hand, has been doing decently for them. It is the batting that is sort of letting them down, especially the middle order. You can't always rely on the finisher services like Pat Cummins and Andrew Russell. You saw yesterday what happened. Russell was there at one end, and the wickets were just tumbling at the other end. So he didn't have any support as well. So it is high time that they try and figure out their middle order, so that they can become a potent team going forward in the IPL.
So KKR do have the potential. They were number one and on the points table, and they can bounce back. So That was it about the first match. Now let's move on to the second match, where we had a thriller again. And talking about the first inning, there was a time when Krunal dropped Hetmir when he was just on
Yeah,
14. Yeah. Do you think this is where the game changed for them?
definitely. You cannot drop an impact player like Hetmeyer and then expect to sort of get away. I mean, Kunal realized it straight away that, I mean, Indian fielders are generally not comfortable catching it, like this,
Mm.
which the
Yes.
Aussies are actually, they sort of teach that probably in the schools or, even in their first class cricket. But I think that was a really costly miss because you did see what damage he did. I mean, I was honestly surprised by the batting order of both the teams yesterday because it was not the usual batting order. I was actually quite surprised to see Ashwin come up and play ahead of Riyan Parag. Whatever the management thinking was, it sort of worked out for them in the end because he did strike a few blows. He's known for his big hitting, but it is something maybe that the management knows that we do not know. So, anyways, it was quite a interesting game, honestly.
Yep. So you mentioned Ashwin. Now there was something peculiar that happened in the match yesterday. Ashwin, having played the anchor's role, just walked back to
Mm.
the dressing room. And in
Yeah,
my opinion,
yeah,
that was a good idea because Ashwin was striking at 121 and remaining batters scored at 200 who came after him. And
yeah.
we know LSG fell short by just 3 runs. So the last few runs were very handy for RR.
Mm.
This has never happened in IPL before. And when it comes to such strategies, only Ashwin can think of them, right?
Yeah, I think, I mean, coming from the, what shall I say, the Mankading run out for which
Mhm.
he became famous for, I think it was sort of his impact, which what shall I say, which also made the BCCI think about changing the law as well, where they made it like a actual dismissal, where the batsman was getting an unfair advantage, where it could just, sort of start running even before the bowler would bowl. So this guy tends to surprise people definitely, with his decisions. I mean, I'm still like you, very surprised and don't know why he actually did that because none of the umpires were also informed of the same. They're actually waiting to hear from him. I'm pretty sure he must have a story for this as well.
Yeah, so if he does post it, we'll share the link here. You can watch it
Yeah,
from here itself.
yeah.
Yeah, now there's a question from one of our viewers who
Hmm.
says that Aishwarya, so she's been commenting on our videos. So she wants to know that although Stoinis is a powerful striker of the bat, why did he come into bat so late?
I mean, I'm flabbergasted myself, to be very honest. I felt Lucknow Super Giants got the batting order all messed up yesterday. Uh,
Hmm.
Trent Bolt, I mean, those first two balls was like lethal, man. I mean, like Rahul couldn't do much about it. It's just the angle. It was just pure class from Bolt. And then when you know that he's bowling so well, was it right to send Krishnappa Gautam, who's a decent player, but whether he's able to handle such skill and accuracy and the swing that was on display was a questionable. And even after that, you're sending Jason Holder. I mean, these are predominantly all-rounders. These are not your main batsmen. All right. So I think that must have definitely cost Lucknow Super Giants because if you're not able to capitalize in the power play and you've lost wickets as well, and sending the wrong batsman would definitely not augur well. I think it was a tactical error. Maybe they'll think about it for the next games and probably work on that.
Yep. So that's all about yesterday's game. Two strong teams. One had to win, and that's why they came so close to each other.
Yeah,
So now let's move on to our Monday evening match. It's between the unbeaten Gujarat, who is playing
yeah,
against the team who is
regenerated.
recently, yeah.
Yeah.
So they have been on a roll after defeating CSK, the Sunrisers Hyderabad. And talking about the Gujarat bowling lineup, Shami has dismissed Kane thrice
Mm,
and he's the only one to do so. Then there's
mm,
Loki, plus Rashid for the first time will be playing against SRH.
mm.
So, considering that the SRH batting lineup is so fragile, do you think they are no match for the Gujarat bowlers?
No, I wouldn't say there are no match. I mean, it is going to be a good game considering what SRH have managed to come up with a win in the last game. they do have some decent players. It's just about probably getting their act right and the confidence and self-belief that, they can go out there and win. So I don't see any reason of SRH, actually going and beating Gujarat Titans as well. So in that way, it's, I mean, maybe certain things we discussed about it last time as well. Probably the batting order, they might tinker around, but they went ahead with it, and Abhishek Sharma sort of proved to be successful as well. I still feel Williamson would be better in the middle order, where he can anchor the innings and let the other players or the hitters play around. It's not that Williamson can't hit, but it's just the experience that they have to use is what I feel. So Rahul Tripathi is a natural stroke player. So I would feel that it would make sense for him to open the batting and give them a good start.
Yep. Rahul Tripathi has always played well against SRH. So
Okay.
when SRH had Rashid Khan,
Okay.
so considering that Rashid is on the opposite end, we can expect a knock from him.
Yeah.
So a quick question for you: who would you open with, Wade or Gurbaz?
Who's the second? Oh, Ramanula Gurbaz.
Yes, from
Okay.
Afghanistan.
Is he being considered?
Yeah, he's in the Gujarat batting playing 11. Like he could be in the playing
Okay.
11.
Well, of whatever little I saw in the T20 World Cup, he definitely seems to be a player definitely suited for this format. So they can think of him as an option, considering that they have another option as a wicketkeeper as well, because Wade is doing both the duties. I mean, Wade. Maybe I don't think they would want to tinker their combination that much, considering that they've been winning games. And Wade, you've seen what he's done recently in the T20 World Cup as well. Played a fantastic innings along with Marcus Stoinis to get them to the final, and he's been a prolific scorer in the Big Bash League as well. So I wouldn't yet make too many changes, is what I would say.
Okay. So, although you already mentioned that Sunrisers could defeat Gujarat, here's my final question for the day. We are seeing two teams get 4 losses in 4 games.
Hmm?
Will we see Gujarat become the first team to get 4 wins in 4 games this IPL?
Might be an option, considering the way they're playing and with the confidence that they have. But T20 is a funny game, right? It can change in a matter of a few balls or an over. So I would say, I mean, SRH with the slight momentum would definitely make a run for the money I mean, for Gujarat is what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a final question. Like I actually missed this question from the yesterday's games. We finally saw the return of KulCha. They got 4 wickets each in their respective games, and both won the man of the match. Excited to see them back, maybe in the T20 World Cup.
Well, I would love to, because leg spinners are always your wicket-taking options, and if you have two of them, one being a right arm leg spinner and the other one being a Chinaman, it will definitely add variety, to the attack as well. And it would. You've seen what they've done. They were the chief wreckers when India managed to win their first series in South Africa, which took us almost, I think, more than 30 years. So these are impact players. It's great to see them getting wickets and gaining some confidence. I mean, Chahal has been doing, I mean, predominantly well. It was Kuldeep who was actually a bit under the weather, but I would say these are really good signs, and hope that they continue to keep picking up wickets and get their confidence back.
Yeah. So that was it about yesterday and today's game. We saw Kuldeep and Chahal get man of the match. We are very happy for them. And while nobody predicted Kuldeep, there was a winner who predicted Chahal, right? And he commented in the afternoon, even before the match started. So the winner is Anthony Francis for the second game yesterday.
Congrats, we have a new winner.
Yep. He's been actually commenting from last year, but he has finally won it this year. Yeah.
Congrats, Anthony.
Congrats, Anthony. Yeah. And for all our viewers, keep predicting. There are a lot of players playing today as well. So, Shaz, can you go through the rules once?
Yeah. Again, guys, as it is for every game, keep watching and then try predicting who might be the man of the match before the first ball of the second innings, and stand the chance to win an Amazon voucher. All right.
So hope the rules are clear. keep predicting,
Yeah.
keep enjoying our videos, and do share and subscribe. Thank you, guys. Cheers.